Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Magnolia Fields podcast from the Richard Schwartz and Associates Studios. Last week, if you follow the show, which I hope you do, and you should, because if you don't, it's pretty rude. We were super excited to go to this game, Kosciusko and Houston, because we saw these two teams as being able to play each other very, very, very close. Kosciusko, young team on the rise. A lot of 2026s, a lot of 2027s that have real next-level type talent. And we saw that. We looked at this Houston team with really good senior leadership, have struggled a little bit on the offensive side of the ball this year, but have always been able to play really solid defensively. Most of that young talent that Kosciusko has accrued is on the offensive side of the ball. We thought this was going to be a close game. We had no idea how crazy close and crazy good this thing would get, Cody.
It was, by score, as close as possible. 28-27 was the final of that one. It was funny how that game kind of unraveled, though. I mean, just utter domination by Houston in the first quarter. And then Houston disappeared in that second quarter.
Utter domination in the second quarter by Kosciusko,
and
point
then,
blank.
Correct. You get to halftime, adjustments are made and everything. And then third quarter, it might have been one of the most exciting and boring third quarters all at once that we've seen.
I think it was purely exciting. If you just look at the box score, sure, it's a little boring because not a lot of scoring goes on.
I say exciting and boring because there were 100 crazy plays that happened in that third quarter. Just couldn't put any points on the board.
Nobody scored.
And then that fourth quarter, final 8 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it was.
As good of a football as you'll see played.
I mean, I think we might have seen one of the prettiest balls thrown all year from Dakota Harrell to Rogers to put them up by 7 with a couple of minutes left. And then Schuler answers for Kosciusko. That's what you get excited for.
That is. I mean, how many times do you see somebody run fullback dive all the way down the field like Kosciusko was able to do with Schuler? And then to have him break through to the secondary and just shrug off tacklers as a sophomore, impressive. More than impressive.
I mean, a tight end led rushing.
Yeah.
For Kosciusko.
Yeah.
97 yards, almost 100. He had 2 touchdowns. I mean,
that tight end description a little iffy. He's a fullback. Okay. I mean, he played fullback most of the night.
He did. Listed as a tight end, but primarily did play fullback. It was a fun one. I mean, you mention it, though. You put this same Houston team against this Kosciusko team next year. I think I'm going with Kosciusko.
Yeah.
You have these kids. I mean, a lot of these players we're talking about are sophomores.
Caden Wade is going to be impressive.
Caden Wade, and sophomore has an arm on him.
Yeah, he's going to be impressive.
And you saw the youth in him against Houston. A couple of interceptions, a couple of fumbles as well. I mean, it just takes time.
Turnovers really hurt. Turnovers really hurt this Kosciusko team the other night. Obviously, like you said, Wade had a couple fumbles. Jontavius Roundtree may be one of the most exciting run after the catch players we've covered this year. He's also only a sophomore. He plays wide receiver and running back for Kosciusko. He's going to be electric to watch.
Well, I mean, you look at, they had 6 players that carried the ball. 4 of them are sophomores.
Yeah.
I mean, and the 2 that didn't, one was Shai Williams, who's a senior, who had himself a pretty good night, but the other one, in Merritt, only had 2 carries. You're getting so much production back for the next couple of years.
It's fun. It's going to be fun to watch. And I look at that offensive line, an offensive line that went in, knowingly undersized, because you can go back and watch the tape. Houston has got them beat in the size department up front all game long. But that offensive line for Kosciusko really impressed me because they beat Houston to the punch while being undersized. They played more physical. They played stronger. Again, the turnovers really just killed them, I think.
Yeah, you look at it, if you take away one of those turnovers, that might be the difference, and they could end it in regulation.
Yeah. I mean, it's just insane the amount of talent.
Talk about a tough way to lose a game, too.
Well, that's the thing. If you're Houston, that game probably should have been over in regulation.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
you should have twice.
Yeah.
It should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean,
But ball was called dead.
I saw on the TikTok, I was scrolling through, and I think Dakota Harrell actually commented, like, dude, that was a game-winning touchdown. And yeah, it was.
It was a game-winning touchdown twice.
Twice. Blew it dead twice.
And then luckily it did work out for Houston. It's kind of one of those things where it all fell how it was supposed to be, just maybe not the way you wanted it to be.
I've seen some people saying that because the running back got in and pushed Harrell from behind, that it was blown dead. But I'll pose you this. What's the difference in the running back pushing versus handing it off? And then I see plenty of quarterbacks that will go push the pile, and that's not blown dead.
I don't think there is a difference.
I don't either.
So
I don't think it should be blown dead just because the running back pushed him.
I don't know why that. I don't know what makes someone think that it should be blown dead.
Beats me.
It's part of the game.
Beats me. I'm just telling you what I saw.
I believe you.
I would love to get some word from the MHSAA on why exactly that those two plays were blown dead, because I'm sure there's a reason. I don't think the refs did this intentionally by any means. I don't think that it was in bad taste. I don't think it was the wrong call. There's something that we're missing that I would love an explanation for.
No, I agree, especially because it happened twice.
Yeah.
It didn't just happen once and then the next time they let it go. It happened on back-to-back
Twice.
plays. So, I mean, yeah, we are missing something. Just what is it?
What is it? Yeah. And we've got some MHSAA contacts that maybe we can explore. Hopefully. Yay, nay. We'll see. We'll see. But honestly, for Kosciusko, I think that was a good chance to grab a really solid win because they've got Murrah ahead this week. They're probably going to drop below 500. Murrah sits at, I think, 8-1. Fantastic team. Then they get Senatobia. They travel to Senatobia. Going to be a dogfight, I think. I could very well see Kosciusko coming out of this 500 on the year, though. And again, with the youth, yes, it's pure raw talent, and it's wicked raw talent. But they make youthful decisions and youthful mistakes. And I think you'll take a 500 season with the roster you got right now.
Absolutely. Considering what they might be able to do the next couple of years, yeah, I agree. I'm okay with 500 if in the offseason there's a big jump for these sophomores. You've got a year under your belt, some more experience. Kosciusko is going to be a team to watch.
100%. I think Caden Wade's going to be a next-level athlete. I'm wondering what position. Because I'm not entirely sure he's going to play quarterback at the next level, but he's going to play something.
Yeah,
he's a freak
I agree.
athlete.
Kid's got a cannon, though. Dakota Harrell also had a cannon.
Dakota Harrell does have a cannon. I think he's just as dangerous with his legs. Also going to be very interested to see what his athletic career winds up culminating in.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
At least as of right now.
As of right now. I don't know who else you pick.
I mean, we saw it all.
We did. And I think
plays.
that's the first overtime game we've had on the schedule this year for our game of the week. Look, we scheduled this game out a few weeks ago, and you and I we were driving back. I forget where from. Might have been Amory.
That sounds right.
It was a while ago where we picked this one out, and we said that one will be good. That one will be good.
And it was.
And it was
did not disappoint.
It was fantastic. So, shout out to those coaching staffs. I mean, both got really great teams to work with. Both are going to be really solid in the future. I can't wait to get back there next year and even in the basketball season because those athletics tend to transfer over at those two schools. So, very exciting. Very excited.